Game on. Area of a segment of a circle is what we're finding today, folks. This is an awesome segment. This is a really cool segment. And this part right here that I'm shading is what we call the segment. And if you think about it, it is the area of a piece of pi called the sector minus the area of the triangle. That's this empty space right here that we see. We need to find the area of the sector and then subtract off the area of this triangle. So those are the two parts we're going to talk about to find out the area of a segment. So first, the area of the piece of pi, that's a pretty easy thing. That's the thing we've been finding already. And we've talked about it's the portion of the circle, 110 3/60ths of the circle, that's what we call degrees, times the area of the whole circle, which is pi r squared. Pi times 6 squared. So 36 pi times 110 3/60ths will give us the area of the whole sector, the whole piece of pie. And Mr. Calculator, are you able to give me that area, or do I need to do it on my own?
Here you go. It's hard to hold the camera and do the calculator at the same time.
So 110 divided by 360 times pi times 36 is 34.54 square units. That is the area of the whole sector, 34.54. Now this is the hard part, is how do I find the area of the piece of the triangle? Well, as we've learned, sometimes to find the area we need to know the height of the triangle. So we need the base times the height. We don't have either. We have the hypotenuse of these right triangles, and we have these angles. Now the big angle was 110. Cut that in half with the height. Because it's an isosceles triangle, we have two 55-degree angles. So now I'm just focused on the height and the base of that right triangle. So I'm going to erase this, and I'm going to think about the height. So we're using SOHCAHTOA, trigonometry. Here's my angle. This is the hypotenuse. This is the adjacent. So it turns into a cosine problem. The cosine of 55 equals the adjacent over the hypotenuse, and the hypotenuse is 6. A equals 6 times the cosine of 55, and our little calculator tells us, dun dun dun, 3.44. 3.44 is the height of the triangle. I need the base of this triangle. I'm going to call that little b here. The base of that triangle, let's see, here's my angle, this is the opposite and the hypotenuse. It's a sine problem. The sine of 55 equals the base over 6. 6 is still the hypotenuse. So I take the sine of 55 times 6, and I get base is 4.91. That is this portion of the triangle. If I want the whole triangle, remember it's half the base times the height. So it's actually just this distance times the height will give us this whole area of the triangle. So really it's just my letter A times my letter B, which gives me an area of about 16.9. That is the area of my triangle that I'm subtracting off to get this shaded area, the segment of my circle. So finally, I go 34.54 minus 16.9.
You can't do that in your head?
I can't do that in my head. And I get about 17.6 square units for the area of my segment. Dun, dun, dun!